All right, good morning. Today we're talking about kitchens.
When I first did the inspection on this property, I noticed that it had really good bones, but as we were walking through, we thought it would be mostly cosmetic, and there was a big rug here in the dining room. So when we peeled back that rug, we noticed there was a big sunspot with laminate floors. So we knew we couldn't refinish the laminate floors, and that's what got kind of this whole kitchen thing started.
Once we start with the floors, colors start changing. So that means we're working into the living room now, we're working into the countertops. It's just a whole snowball effect, and it's gonna turn out great, but it's just one thing after another, and you gotta be prepared as a seller to spend a little extra money. If you're gonna do one thing, you might have to do another. The first decision is, can we leave it as is and still sell it? And we all kind of came to the decision that that wasn't possible, because it's the first thing you see when you walk in is this great open space and a huge eyesore. I mean, we had a 5x7 rug here that was completely discolored underneath. So we decided to pull it up and as we'll show you later, we were dealing with some hardwood floor coloring issues in the hallway, kind of clashing with any other color we put in here. So we went with the white tile as a solution for this, because we couldn't go with our normal gray patterns that we typically use, gray color scales. So we went with a brown carpet, and we've got these cabinets here that have kind of a cherry color, would you say, that don't go well with a lot of different colors. So we had to tie in and make it bright too, because this house doesn't get a ton of natural light. So we wanted to make this space feel huge. And so the white color really helped with that. You can see we got some browns in the tile that kind of tie into that, and as well into the hallway where we've got hardwood floors running. So to kind of bring everything together and not, so it doesn't clash.
And the main goal is to maintain the integrity of the original design of the house, but pull in that modern flair. And so we felt that this color palette and the future countertops and the new appliances and the choices we made here in the kitchen effectively tied in the old with the new. All right, after flooring decisions were made, we entered into the kitchen here and we realized we had an issue with our countertops. Countertops are crucial. Houses sell with kitchen and bath renovations. You always get your money back when you invest in those two areas. And so we had an issue. We had regular standard laminate countertops, and they weren't all the same. So we had some mismatching countertops, and we decided to upgrade. We were going to go with a granite countertop from a local company here in Rochester, TLC Surfaces, and it's just going to freshen and brighten up the kitchen. And so as we were doing comps and breaking down this house, this is a type of house, we're in a location where we could justify the investment in those countertops. In all renovation projects, or if you're out there just trying to sell your house, sometimes you don't want to overinvest if your neighborhood doesn't justify it. So make sure you know your area, know your comps in your neighborhood, and you can move forward with that.
We went with TLC Services, a local company here in Rochester, because they have a good size of in-stock options. If we were to special order something, it would take probably about 6 weeks to get in. So this way we can do it in more like 4 or 3.
So one question I get a lot from sellers is, should I replace my appliances? Is it worth it? So in this kitchen, we're gonna be doing a lot, as we've talked about. We're doing countertops, flooring, we're painting. So, obviously we have to do that, and especially in this price range. If you're in a higher price range, you're gonna need to go for a higher end appliance. And it depends on the rest of the room too. You don't want to put in $6,000 appliance package if you haven't touched the rest of the house. So this one, we got a good deal on it. We went to Lowe's on this one and got appliances, and they have a great delivery, short-term delivery, so it's like next week delivery, which is great. So for the fridge, we're gonna get the actual built-in fridge here. So this one is kind of awkward. It sits out. So this new fridge will look like it was meant to be in the kitchen. It'll be built in. And it all depends too where you're at, at price. If you want to get the lower end, lower grade appliances, do that in a less expensive home. This one's going to be above $300,000. People are going to expect quality.
Doing the tile was about $3,400 for just the labor on the tile, and the countertops was about $4,000. Appliances were around 4 or 5.
1,000, yep.
Yep. Other than that, the backsplash is about $650. The backsplash is going to be kind of some waves on there to give it some depth. So that should be a really fun product to use, something new that we haven't done before.
Well, so going back to this idea that Ryan had brought up about the snowball effect, we just kind of want to wrap things up today talking about that, because when you're doing any flip or any renovation project, you just have to realize that this process, the snowball effect that we're talking about, it is the whole process. If you do A, do you have to do B through Z, and how much does B through Z cost? Because you have to set a budget and you have to stay disciplined within that budget. We've learned some hard lessons on previous projects where we started one project and we ended up overspending because by doing one thing we had to do the rest. And so,
Or we get feedback from buyers saying, well, why didn't, or negative feedback once we list it and showings are happening, that people say, well, why did they do this and not that? So then it almost looks like a negative on the house, or we were cutting corners or something like that. Has been feedback we've gotten if we don't follow through and we don't do B through Z like he was talking about.
so it's kind of like a dance. When you're dancing with the house or you're renovating the project, just know how far you're going to take it from the beginning and don't deviate from that course. Because no matter what you do, somebody's going to probably be critical about it.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this episode. Feel free to check out our other episodes and other content and links to other things we mentioned in these videos at dwellrochester.com in our blog section.
Follow us on Facebook. We're on Instagram as well. And don't forget, as John said, go to our website for any of your real estate needs. Dwell Realty Group is here to serve you in this market.